Kirby Smart is hell-bent on revenge. That's what ESPN's Peter Burns had to say this morning on SEC Network. And it's a great headline, right? But it's a pretty obvious statement. Kirby Smart is the only coach in the country, and the Georgia Bulldogs are the only program in the country who can have a revenge mindset going into the 2025 season. Kirby Smart has built a powerhouse, right? Everyone knows that, back-to-back national championships, and they had a golden opportunity to possibly win a third consecutive national championship, and they lost to Alabama. That's a game they should have won, and there's still a lot of people, a lot of analysts out there saying that Georgia was still one of the four best teams in the country, but they lost the wrong game, and that's on Kirby Smart, that's on the players, that's on the entire program, right? That's a game they needed to win. They didn't, and those dreams of a third consecutive championship just went out the door, right? So, of course, the only mindset they have to have is revenge. Not necessarily revenge on Alabama, because this is a different Alabama team. Their focus, everything they're thinking about all offseason, and I know this to be a fact, right? I knew that they were locked in, loaded, ready to compete for a third championship this past year, 12 months ago. But it's different this year. They have all their eyes locked on that championship. Again, not on Alabama, because Georgia's aspirations are bigger than just beating Alabama. It's a championship or bust. They're one of the only programs that can have that mentality, and they've got it. They want revenge, not just on Alabama, but on college football. They believe that they are the number one program in the country, and they are, right? Michigan did not take Georgia's spot as the number one program in the country simply because they won the championship last year. They're going to take a step back. Alabama has certainly not passed Georgia as the number one program in the country. They used to be, and they're the number one program all time. But right now, it is still Georgia. And in their mind, it's us versus everyone else. We should win the championship this year. We've got Carson Beck returning, who could have left last year. I mean, J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix, both going in the first round. Carson Beck would have gone in the first round. He came back because he wants revenge. But Kirby Smart, I mean, that guy's got an ego too, right? He wants to be the best coach of all time. He wants to win a national championship every single year. And if you're a Georgia fan, you have to love that mentality, right? It has to be revenge. No one else can say that, we've got revenge on our mind, right? Who else is saying that, right? They can't, because Georgia had an opportunity, a great opportunity to win another title last year, and they dropped the ball. They dropped the game that they could not lose. And the focus now is completely different, I believe. You've got guys returning. I think leaders have been stepping up, and they know that there's only one goal, right? For other teams, goals could be beating their rival, beating this team, that team, finishing top 20, top 15, top 10, wherever their program is at the time. But at Georgia, it is championship or bust. Not to just get to the playoff, not just to get to the Final Four, not just to get to the championship. Kirby Smart has built the program to where if they don't win it all, it is not a successful season. And they're allowed to have that mentality. They're allowed to play that revenge on everyone else the 1 year in the last three where they don't win it, right? No one else can be saying that, right? It's not championship or bust for Alabama. They've got a brand new coach. Ohio State can probably say that championship or bust, even though they haven't won the championship in 10 years, but because they've got so close, right? Josh Heupel in Tennessee, they're going in the right direction, but they can't enter the season talking about revenge, talking about championship or bust mentality. They're still getting better, and they can still do a lot this year to be successful. So again, Georgia's in a different spot from everyone else because they have recent titles, and they're a team that is expected to make another run. Michigan is not expected to make another run. They lost Jim Harbaugh. They lost their quarterback. They lost a lot of guys. And they're still going to be good, right? They're the reigning champions, but the expectations aren't there. At Georgia, the expectation every year now, moving forward, as it should be, because that's what Kirby Smart has built, is that you are at least in contention for a national championship and you are competing for one. Now, they're not going to win it every year. Obviously, they could have won it last year. They still may have been the best team in the country, but they lost the wrong game. And we've been talking about that game all offseason long. I'm ready to stop talking about that game because it is what it is. Georgia, lost to a team they should have beat. They were better than Alabama all year long. They were not better than Alabama that day. They did not execute that day. And that is still with them. That stung on a level that I don't think people really understand. Georgia fans are still mad about it, but I'm telling you, Kirby Smart is doing everything he can to not let that happen again. Now he's got to do a better job of off the field stuff, right? They've got to get the reckless driving as a program, as a team under control, but that's another video. Kirby Smart's job is to win games and win championships, and he's doing that better than anyone else right now. When you win back-to-back championships, the mindset has to change, and it should change to where every year that you're thinking, okay, now it's a three-peat. We get the three-peat, now it's a four-peat. Every year, the goal is to win a national championship. Tennessee's goal is not to win a national championship. It is to compete, maybe play for an SEC championship, get into the playoff, maybe win a game in the playoff, right? Ohio State, their goal is probably to play for a championship, right? That's the goal. Their expectation can't be, we have to win it or the season's no good, right? They're not at the level where they can expect that. Alabama used to be, but with the new coach coming in, their expectations have to be a little different. Maybe year 2, year 3 for Alabama, they can have that mentality again where, okay, it's championship or bust, right? The mentality they had with Nick Saban, and it allowed them to win, 6 titles while Saban was there in Tuscaloosa. So it's the same thing going on in Athens right now. And again, if you turn on SEC Network right now, the SEC Media Days are here. Everyone's talking about the Dogs. A lot of people have already mentioned how good Georgia was last year. They didn't win the title. Now they're even hungrier than they were when they won 1 or 2 in a row, right? Going for that third. Yeah, they were hungry. They were motivated. But it's different now because they've experienced that loss, right? And they're thinking, oh man, like we are beatable. If we don't bring it and we lose, this thing might be over. They're doing everything they can. And I know for a fact, I know a lot of players, I know coaches on the team, I know people within the program, they are more focused and more locked in than ever. And they know that the challenge is going to be more difficult because they have to play at Texas, at Tuscaloosa at night, in Oxford, against an Ole Miss team that a lot of people think could be one of the best in the SEC, maybe one of the best Ole Miss teams of all time, right? They are going to be tested on a weekly basis, right? Again, the Florida game is big, but it's one of the worst teams they're going to play. Same with Auburn, Tennessee. They've got Georgia circled. Alabama has Georgia circled. Texas has Georgia circled. Ole Miss, everyone that plays Georgia this year has them circled on the schedule. They are going to get everyone's best shot because they are still the #1 program in the country. They've won 2 out of 3 last national championships. They've got, I think, the best odds still right now to win another one. If they win 3 out of 4, it's going to be something that one of the best runs in college football history, and they still have a chance to do that. Again, they had an opportunity last year to do something special that may never happen again, win 3 consecutive. And they didn't come ready to play that Saturday. They fought hard, but they lost, and that has put their mindset in a different way, if that makes sense. Carson Beck came back because, again, he wants revenge, but Kirby Smart absolutely wants revenge, and you have to have that mindset, right? Because if you don't, what are we doing? What are we going for right now? So revenge is on their mind. A championship is on their mind. Alabama they know they have to play Alabama, but Alabama is not the first thing that Kirby Smart is thinking about, and these players are. It is a championship. It is Clemson, right? And then week by week by week. And that's what you have to do if you want to win the whole thing. And they've done it. They know how to do it. They know what it takes to win a championship. They know what it takes to win 2 in a row. And they are going to give it everything they have this year. I do think they are locked, loaded. They are completely deep at everywhere on the roster. They have guys. They've got experience returning. They've got new weapons at running back, at wide receiver. They've got linebackers who are ready to step up and take the next level. They've got incoming freshmen who are hungry and eager and want to see the field. They've got talent all over the place. They have maybe the best quarterback in college football. They've got everything they need. They've got the pieces. They've got the coaching, right? A lot of people say that, they maybe don't have the coaching necessary. I believe they do. They've got to go get it done. And right now, I believe that they have had that mindset all offseason, that they are locked in, looking for revenge. And they've got that trophy on their mind first and foremost. And we'll see how it goes. But I'm really interested to see what Kirby Smart has to say tomorrow. Big day in the SEC today with the SEC Media Day starting. It's right around the corner. You can kind of smell this season upon us. It's talking season right now over the next 4 days. A lot of coaches are going to be talking up their program, and I'm wondering what Kirby's theme, right, is for the season. But it could be revenge because that's what's on their mind right now. And I totally understand it. And that's a good thing if you're a Georgia fan. Thanks for watching this video. Get your Bulldog today. Of course, collegebronze.com. All the information is in the description below in this video. Get yours, promo code DAWGPOST, DAWGPOST. Get it today so you have it for the football season. Thanks for watching. I'll see you over on the website.